What's up, everyone? My name is Dear Evergreen, and today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how I produced the song Swan Song on Songlab Episode 2, which is a new series presented by Jubilee.
Welcome to Songlab, a show where our talented Songlab producers get paired up with musicians and have only 2 hours to create an original song.
This particular battle was pop versus rap, so I got paired up with the incredibly talented pop vocalist Meg Smith, and we created this song. If you guys haven't seen the episode, I'll go ahead and link it down below so you can check that out on your own time. Before we get started, let's just go ahead and listen to the song, and then we'll dive into it.
All things must pass, we bit the dust. It couldn't last, last year was not for us. You packed my bags, like I should run. All the red lights, I used to think were fun. All of the pain, all of the fear, you made it all. I'm insane, open my dear, you killed it all. I'm not the one, you're not the one, oh. Wasn't it fun, cause just one song. All said and done, had a good run, oh. Wasn't it fun, call this up, call this up. Swan song, oh oh. Swan song, oh oh. At the start you were my comfort. The death was slow, everything you did hurt. I'm not the one, you're not the one, oh. Wasn't it fun, cause just one song. All said and done, had a good run, oh. Wasn't it fun, call this up. Swan song, oh oh. Swan song, oh oh.
Woo! This tune was so much fun to make, and I'm so excited to get into it with you guys. First, let's go ahead and start off with the bass line. The bass line here is pretty simple. It's just playing the root of each chord, and it is being pretty heavily sidechained to the kick, so that's how you're getting that kind of pumping motion.
You pack my bags, like I should run.
I wanted to make this bass a little grittier than just a basic sine wave, so I went ahead and turned on the filter within Operator. I changed the shaper to hard. If we just leave the shaper off, you're not going to get quite as much grit, but if you turn it to hard, then you get some nice coloring to it. I then added a saturator, an EQ, another saturator, and then I EQ'd that. That's another great way to add some other harmonics and whatnot. And then I just compressed that puppy and sidechained it to the kick. Next up, we have the drums. The drums throughout this whole track are relatively simple. When you're given 2 hours to do something, especially produce pop, you want to make things as easy on yourself as possible. So during the verses, there's only the kick, the little snap, a reverse ride, a little congo, and then looks like that's pretty much it. And then during the pre, there is the tambourine that comes in. During the chorus sections, things are a little different. There is the open hi-hat, and then there's also a little top that's going on. So if we just hear the drums all together. Our director came through and said that he was challenging us to use a zipper inside of the beat. So Meg ran off and she recorded a zipper and sent it over to me, and then I chopped it up into a drum rack and went in and used it as a percussive element for the second chorus. So we can hear it here. And all the drums together. And the whole final chorus together.
I'm not the one, you're not the one, oh. Wasn't it fun, cause just one song.
So after the drums, let's go ahead and do vocals.
All things must pass, we bit the dust. It couldn't last, last year was not for us. You packed my bags, like I should run. All the red lights I used to think were fun.
I really lucked out because Meg already understands some basic processing. So when she sent her vocals over, they were already pretty dang clean. So all I really had to do was go through. I did a little bit of tuning using Melodyne. I added a de-esser. I also added a compressor, a little bit of EQ. I only noticed some more like resonant frequencies in this kind of 10K range. Everything else sounded really good to me. And then a little bit of saturation just to add a little bit of color. Other than that, I was just sending her vocal off to a vocal reverb. I always make sure with my vocal reverbs to sidechain them to the lead vocal. That way, when the vocal is playing, the reverb isn't just drowning it. It actually starts to duck when the vocal's playing, but then when the vocal stops, it kind of swells up. So it leaves some nice space in the mix. We also decided to add a lower octave. So during the pre-chorus and during the last chorus, there is a lower octave.
All of the pain, all of the fear, you made it all. Call me insane, open my dear, you killed it all.
And I just made that lower octave by using Little Altar Boy and slightly shifting the formants and the drive. Meg also sent over some doubles and little background vocals, which were super, super nice to play with. Meg also had the amazing idea of using a vocoder. I personally don't have a vocoder that I really like, so I let her handle that, and she sent me the stems, and this is what they sound like. And I feel like they sound really good with her lead vocal.
Oh, I'm not the one, you're not the one. Oh, wasn't it fun? Cause just one song.
Aside from all of that, there was just some vocal delays and some other reverb being used, but that's pretty much it for the vocals. At the start of our session, we instantly jumped into writing the chord progression, but it's kind of funny because we didn't wind up using the chords really throughout much of the track. There's a fun little moment here in the pre where I use this Iris 2 isotope preset, smooth saws, and just slowly filter that in just to add some tension there on the pre-chorus. And we can hear that here. I also EQ'd it and added the RC20. These chords are also being sent off to a longer reverb, and they're also being sent to my space send, which is just a rack that I built that I use to add some stereo width to all of my tracks. Aside from the main vocals, halfway through shooting, another wonderful little thing that she sent me was some ooze. I used these very quickly within the last 7 minutes or so and just warped each one individually and then added a second layer. That was a lower octave and also slightly distorted it for some texture.
Isn't it fun? Call this up. Swan song, oh oh. Swan song, oh oh.
And that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this track breakdown video. If you liked it, feel free to leave a comment below. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. Anyways, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon.